Hey folks, Blair Schachterly from Nose Creek Sport Physiotherapy, where we get you moving faster and feeling better. Well, today's topic is actually an update on the motor vehicle insurance reform, and I just wanted to kind of do a recap of a recent meeting that I had last month with my MLA here in the south end of town where I live in Auburn Bay. His name is Matt Jones, and ironically Matt Jones is on, I think, the task force that's helping reform the motor vehicle insurance. And so we had a good lengthy sort of conversation for about 30 minutes about what's going on, and I'd like to share that with you just so you can know kind of where it's at this stage in its development. So the first thing I learned is that he emphasized that there has been no decision yet on how they will proceed with the reform. There's certainly in what he referred to as a data collection stage, and he also mentioned number two, that this is a very complex discussion that has a long way to go from their point of view with their investigations with their task force. And they have collected some information, and one of the things he cited was that there was an Australian insurance system that was a private no-fault insurance where they pooled funds to cover the severely injured. And one of the authors of the three people that put together the Changing Roads document that was submitted to them last year was Shelley Miller from Australia, that they claim is a fairly successful insurance system. So they're studying that very closely right now. And number three was that he'd sort of mentioned each province has a different system, and they're trying to figure out the positives and negatives of each system and to come up with a better solution, certainly in Alberta way. And it's often hard to compare the provinces because it's like comparing oranges to apples in some cases, but they all run so differently was his main comment. And the fifth thing that was quite interesting is he sort of said he thinks that this is becoming more of an execution issue on both sides of the topic, both from the government and for both the practitioners and the citizens. We'll comment further on that in just a second. And we're in changing times with COVID. More people are working from home. They're doing group commuting, to work. This is resulting in less traffic and, maybe less motor vehicle collisions as well. And this could be our future. So we're not kind of sure looking what's going to happen with, the number of injured people from car accidents in Alberta. And Bill 41 was mentioned. And Bill 41 has been passed, and one of my colleagues that works sort of in our circle just educated me a little bit about that, because I had no clue exactly what that was about, because again, that passed quite quickly. So I'll just let you guys know, because it was kind of news to me. Bill 41 has been passed, and certain provisions are now in effect in Alberta. The minor injury regulations were passed through what is called the Order in Council, which means no debate. So this bill passed without any debate in our provincial legislature, which seems like a real shame that there wasn't both sides of this topic debated. Both the MIR, which is the Minor Injury Regulation, and Bill 41 passed last year, leading to saving the insurers more than $255 million. So, they're complaining they're not making money. I really beg to argue that, and I think the defense lawyers in Alberta are saying the same thing. So that was interesting. And then he kind of said 70-80% of the motor vehicle injured fall within a normal sort of recovery time. And it's the severely injured that are really the test for the no-fault insurance system. And then can they be supported in that system? So really you're rolling the dice when you jump on the highway in Alberta with this new system if you get severely injured. And as a physiotherapist, I've seen people both in Alberta and BC with work-related injuries, car accidents, that have had career-ending injuries, and it's literally changed their lives. And you want to make sure that there's the ability for that person to be set up for success for the rest of their life if they cannot return to work. So that's a concern for me as a treating clinician and in helping my patients. And again, so we talked for about 30 minutes, covered a lot, and he said there's going to be more consultations with the medical community involving the final framework and potentially a new program. I asked him to give me an update, and to keep me involved. He sort of said 3 to 4 months is when you'll likely hear more. So I'll keep in touch with him and pinging him once a month to make sure we hold him accountable to communicating to us. And I guess really the take-home message here is, number one, go to the Fair Alberta website, register, get the news, sign up for the newsletter. There's lots of great articles on that website that'll update you in regards to what's going on. Number two is call and book an appointment with your MLA to go over the 8 concerns that I've emailed you previously. And then reply back to this email and keep in touch. Let us know what he says. because the feedback we get from our MLAs is going to help us in regards to where we're going and what direction they're headed. And we just have to let them know, first of all, that we're really disappointed there's been no consultation with the medical community at all so far, in their consultation and setting up a new reform. It seems kind of weird, like I run a business and the first people I talk to if I'm making any changes are the people that are on the ground floor in the trenches doing that job. I always want their feedback first before I design any changes, and I always make those changes with them. So it just seems kind of opposite of my philosophy. So that was quite interesting. Now, the other thing I just wanted to make a note of was a couple of comments that sort of he made just with some feedback and some of my other colleagues as well. So, the comment number 5 about execution. So we also believe as physiotherapists that we can execute on our current system and make it a little bit better and sort of fulfilling the goals that we need to achieve. But so far, again, we haven't been invited to the table. And, again, with comment number 8 about the severely injured, this is kind of the feedback I got. It is these people that are currently protected, and is these where the literature reports and that we seek lawyers as a result of the chronic pain and suffering, and not having a lawyer will result in chronic pain and suffering. We need to get these evidence-based papers to this group to show the clinicians and the research that's being done in motor vehicle collision, what's the current evidence-based practice. Like if we're going to talk about a new system, it has to be coming from an evidence-based practice sort of model. And we as physiotherapists are happy to change that and make it even better. We think we can improve the current system we have. We see some holes in it as well, rather than reinventing, a whole new bureaucracy that the Alberta citizens are going to have to pay for. And just so you know as well, folks, no-fault private insurance is a polite way of saying a WCB board. So I'm not quite sure if that's a great answer for both the citizens of Alberta and the practitioners working within that system, as they'll be capped funding for a lot of those steps along the way. And that's pretty well it. So again, action steps, just to review, go to the FAIR website, make sure you register for the weekly newsletter, make sure you book your visit with your MLA, take that print off from my email to you guys, just discuss those 8 points with them. It's likely going to be that you're just going to do a Zoom meeting due to COVID, but that's okay. That can be very productive as well. Make some notes and give us some feedback. Let me know what they say, because we really want to be involved in the evolution and the change and the reform within the motor vehicle system so that we can help represent Albertans and really make an even better system that really serves them well. All right, folks, so that's it from a motor vehicle insurance reform topic for today. And just like you to wish you happy March. I think the worst weather's over, according to David Spence on the news. December, January, February is our coldest months, so they're behind us now, so we can only look forward to warmer weather. All right, so take care, and I'll see you in the clinic. Bye-bye.